Hey guys, so this is just me for now. Lauren's schedule is insane, and if you follow her on social media, you might be able to guess why we've not been able to record. Her farm is growing, her kids are growing, her youngest, number 5 as I call him, is got therapy for his implants. So we just kind of decided to hit the pause on us doing it together until we can find time to work this out where it's convenient for both of us, because we didn't want it to be a really stressful thing for our families to go through every week just to say that we do it together. So currently it's just going to be me, which is going to kind of be the topic of what we're going to discuss today, or what I'm going to discuss today, because it's just me. I had originally planned to do this podcast every week by myself, and then the door opened up for Lauren to join, and I decided to go ahead and go with that because it was really terrifying to do this by myself. Sorry. And like I was trying to learn to edit out my ands and ums and uhs, so it got really hectic and stressful, and it was something that I wasn't really committed to. And I obviously haven't committed to doing it every week because I think it's been like a month or 2 since I did anything. So we're here, and I wanted to talk about, I keep looking down because I have this journal, and it has like, I mapped out like an entire year of what I was going to talk about when it was just me, and then we, Lauren and I joined up, and we kind of decided to introduce like ourselves, and then our story, and kind of things that we've been through, and we veered off the schedule intentionally. But since it's just me currently, I thought that I would go back to this, and eventually, because right now I'm not going to talk about what July was covering. I wanted to kind of talk about how I personally feel like if something is hard, it's probably not what I'm supposed to be doing. Like the podcast, this has been hard to motivate myself to sit down and stare at myself in the screen and record these episodes and see that it's literally only been 2 minutes, but it feels like it's been an hour talking because it's so nerve producing. And the idea that if something is hard, or I hit like a barrier or a hurdle or just something of that nature where it's not just easy, it doesn't just flow, things, hit turmoil, schedules get messed up, conversations go off topic, and just when things don't go exactly how I wanted them to go, and I can't control the outcome, or I can't really control other people's inputs or schedules or that kind of stuff, I feel like it is just like, well, this is just, I shouldn't be doing it. This is just a sign I shouldn't be doing it. Which is like a dumb way to think, but it is kind of how I've always thought. Like, if things get hard, then that obviously means that we should, back off, reevaluate, see if that's what it is. And I don't think that that's actually like a good way to think about things. And I had a friend, I don't want to call her a friend, she wasn't a friend, she was like a therapist. No, hold on, sorry. I've had a lot of people say really good things in my life. I think that the person who said this was actually, she's in Canada, and you should go follow her on Instagram, especially if you're a minimalist. It's, I just forgot her name. I'm really sorry. I will tag her in the Instagram post. I think it's Simple on Purpose. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. Like, I will find her. But her and I, she does life coaching, and so she and I had a phone call. We had become like social media friends, and then this is when I was writing a book, and so her and I were gonna collaborate and talk about things, and it got hard, and then my life kind of flipped upside down, and I had a bunch of things that I needed to deal with. Like, I wrote a book about my like sexual trauma in my past, and I was like, I'm good, like I'm in a good place, and then something else happened, and I realized I was in a really bad place in this situation. So I reached out to her, and she's a life coach, so I, you know, just talked to her, and I paid her, so it was like a weird thing, but she had known me for about a year before this, so she was able to kind of, I think, be more blunt with me, which is what I needed. And at one point I told her, like, it's just been really hard, like, I felt like this book was going to take off, I felt like it was what I was supposed to do. I really thought that this is what I was, like, called to do, and where God was directing me. And she basically asked me, what made you think it was going to be easy? Like, why on earth would you think that just because God called you to do something, it was going to be easy? And that was kind of my reaction. Because I still think back to that, and I'm like, what gave you the impression that this would be an easy thing? So even if you feel like you're called to it, even if you feel like it's like the job you're supposed to have, or the ministry you're supposed to be in, or the place you're supposed to move to, or whatever it is, if you felt like that's what it was supposed to be, and if you aligned it with your belief system, and you prayed about it, or thought about it, or spent a lot of time thinking it through, like what gave you the impression that it would be easy, even though it was what you were supposed to do, was kind of her question. And it was like a brain breaker. It like messed with me for a while, because I feel like when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, it should be easy. Like, things should be good, and things should fall into place, and schedules should line up, and I shouldn't be worried if everyone's going to do what they said they're going to do, because it's what we're supposed to do, so everyone's going to do it, and nothing outside of my control is going to affect it. And that is very much not the case, and that is an area of refinement that I am still working through, because I have major control issues. Like, I'm tidying up the 3x3 area that I'm sitting in on the floor, even though there was nothing to tidy up. I just keep like messing with it, because I can't control how whoever is watching this, how you are going to feel about what I'm saying. So I'm trying to control my environment and micromanage how it makes me feel currently. So that is kind of what I've been thinking about, like what gave me the impression that doing the right thing was going to be easy, and what made me think that just because I'm doing the right thing, it should be easy and I shouldn't face difficulties. So I don't really know. I don't have like a ton of stuff to say about it. I mean, I have a ton of stuff to say, but I am not like really sure where this was gonna go. I just wanted to get on and get something out there and start telling people, like, I'm here, like, Lauren's still here, we're still friends. Our friendship has always been this way, where it's like we have seasons where we get to talk a lot, and then we have seasons where it's like, okay, you go do your life, I'll go do mine, I'll meet you back in a bit. And it just happened that that's kind of where it is right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. It's just like my life is really busy, and my schedule is really busy, and hers is really busy, and they don't line up. Sometimes you can be busy simultaneously and have breaks at the same time. That's not working. That's not where we're at right now. So we are, I just said I'm just going to do this and come back to doing it by myself until we can get together and chat some more about the other topics we wanted to talk about. We wanted to talk about loneliness in marriage, which is going to be an amazing conversation, because if you've ever been lonely in your marriage, you can attest to the fact that it is an emotion that you were not expecting to feel when you got married. So I'm really excited about that conversation. I'm excited about all the conversations that we still want to have, but we are currently just doing our own thing. Update for us, the kids joined a hybrid school, and I've been able to come alongside the director and kind of I don't really know what title I would give myself. Like, sometimes it's community liaison, like someone that goes out to the community and gets like sponsors or guest speakers or whatever. Um, and sometimes it's like the event planner, and sometimes it's just talking to other parents about why we really feel passionate about the school and like what Danny's done. So if you are local to Parker County, or even like far west Tarrant County, or even in Tarrant County and you just want to drive an hour, we're changing the name, but inside of Aledo and Weatherford Music Academy, there is a homeschool program run by Danny O'Donnell, and it is fantastic. It's super good. She has her master's, and she was homeschooled. She has her master's in education, and she was homeschooled her whole life. So she's got like a really good grasp on both worlds of education, and so she's done a really good job to create a program that is super beneficial to the students and the homeschool family and the community, the homeschool community, and we're trying to grow that program. So if you're in Parker County and you're looking for something, I highly recommend that one. Hold on one more second. I wasn't trying to show that, but I still like that it was in there. What else? I almost just spilled all my coffee. I'm trying to think before I decide that it's over and then realize I had like 1,000 other things to say. So I guess just circling back to what I had originally said was like, what gives you the right to think that, or what gave me the right to think that what I was supposed to be doing was going to be easy. Thinking that something was going to be easy has been very disappointing. Like when I feel like we're supposed to do, like I was supposed to write a devotional, I'm supposed to start a podcast, I'm supposed to do this, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Like I feel like She Talks a Lot is a good thing that I'm supposed to be doing, and it, like it didn't blow up overnight, it didn't go viral, all these like really dumb standards that social media has created for us. Sorry, I just had a message pop up from someone that I reached out to for the school a long time ago, and it's funny, like as I'm telling you that things don't go well, and when things get hard, and when things aren't like exactly how I think they should be, there's a reminder that sometimes just continuing forward is like the right way. Even if it didn't blow up, even if that phone call didn't get returned, even if that guest speaker is like, no, I'm out, I'm not interested in what you're talking about, or the schedules don't line up. I just had a message come through, and it basically said like, I'm sorry for my delayed response, I'm really interested in what you have to offer. So like, that was just a reminder. I put something out there for the school, I'm putting this out there, I'm doing the things that I feel like I'm supposed to do, and it may blow up. I may get 7 million subscribers, which would be so overwhelming. That just is insane to me. 100 subscribers is nuts, but regardless, like it may grow, it may blow up, it may do something, it may not. This is not about that. This is about me committing to myself and getting out of my comfort zone and doing this. So, which is what is hard, and which is what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing, which is like getting out of my comfort zone, sharing my story, sharing my thoughts, all the words in my head, putting them on YouTube and just letting them be, letting them live there for a while. And if it takes off, great, and if it doesn't, great. I did what I felt like I was supposed to do, and I think that for me, the only thing that I've been like committed to doing that was hard, but I knew it was gonna be hard. I knew going through past trauma was gonna be hard and painful, and I was gonna have to work through it. And I knew, like, I lost like 40 pounds like a couple years ago. Then I gained some back, but it doesn't matter. I knew that was gonna be hard. I knew, like, not overeating, counting my calories, working out every day, like tracking what I ate, calorie in, calorie out, like keeping everything balanced. I knew that was going to be hard, but I was committed to it because I knew the outcome was far better than the work. Does that make sense? Like, what the end goal was is, like, it was worth the work that I was putting in. And so I think when we know that the outcome is going to be really good, we're willing to sacrifice or do the hard things. But when it's like, I'm called to ministry, okay, so you go to ministry and your ministry doesn't grow, or the people don't like you, or you don't have any friends, or all your events fail, or, like, are you still called to it even though those things happened, or were you wanting to be called to it because you thought it would be like a really good choice for you? Because if you're called to it, you won't care that you'll care, but you'll continue pushing forward because you're called to do that, and you'll work through those feelings and those failures to continue to grow the ministry that you feel like is what you're supposed to be producing, or the job, or the YouTube channel, or the whatever. So that was kind of my thought this morning was, what gives you the idea that doing what you're supposed to do is going to be easy. So I just wanted to share that. I have zero idea if it was helpful or rambly. So I love you. Thank you for being patient with us, and I plan to be back every week. I don't know what days. I don't know. I want to be able to say, like, every Monday at 1 we're gonna have a YouTube video, but I'm not that person. Not yet. I want to be, but I also have like a ton of things that I want to do, and sometimes this scary thing gets put away for a while. So I already said I love you. I mean it. I appreciate you, and if you want to reach out on Instagram. I'm gonna start checking that thing because I haven't. And y'all stay awkward and stay real and enjoy this disgusting hot weather. I don't know if it's hot where you're at. It's 110 degrees. We bought fish yesterday because it was so hot. I was like, we need to go find something to do. So we went to Home Depot to look for paint, like Oops paint. Let me tell you about Oops paint. It's amazing. If you're not looking for a specific color, but you just want to do something like fun, Oops paint is where it's at. It's like $9 at Home Depot, and I've painted whole rooms with Oops paint. At some point, I'm going to paint this wall probably with an Oops paint, and or maybe a dirt wall. I don't know. I just like having color in my room. But it's like $9 a gallon, which is super cheap. So if you're not like dead set on having flat, high scrub defense, ash work brown, I don't know, I'm just making stuff up right now, then you can go and just check it out, because you might find, like a decent brown that you like, or blue, or green. We found a green yesterday, but it wasn't enough to do anything with, so it was like a little sample size. So we opted not to get it, but I highly recommend getting Oops paint. So we went to Home Depot to get Oops paint. Didn't find any. And then in the same parking lot where we're at is a pet supply store. And I was like, oh, let's go look. And we saw betta fish, which we had one, but she died. She kind of like exploded. I don't know when, like a while back. Like a year ago. Because we've been in our house 2 years ago, and we had her for almost a year, well, when we lived here. So we decided yesterday to get minnows. Like 20-cent fish, need no care. Didn't even buy gravel for them. Went and bought 2 gallons of distilled water, a little glass 2.5 gallon tank. Put some pothos in there, like, so you can put them, like, they have clamps on the back, and so you can put plants in there. So we just pop those little babies in the back, and that's it. That we bought minnows yesterday. It cost us $25 because it was 108 degrees yesterday. I am so tan, like, you can't really tell. but I'm real tan. Like, it's bad. It's great. It's great. But, like, you only have to go outside for, like, an hour, then you get cooked alive. So, it was really hot yesterday, and, we got a fish. So, anyways, enjoy whatever temperature it is. I love you. Stay awkward. Have a great summer.